Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Cantonese ebook before it's gone. Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. Today, we'll learn conversational phrases about occupations. After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about your job and ask what somebody does for a living. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your occupation PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
你係做咩㗎？我係藝術家。
Listen to it again, now with the English translation.
你係做咩㗎？
What do you do?
我係藝術家。
I'm an artist. First of all, you need to learn how to say, what do you do? That's.
你係做咩㗎？
Listen to it again.
你係做咩㗎？你係做咩㗎？
This Cantonese sentence literally translates into, you do what? But it means, what do you do, in English. Now, how do you answer this question? This is the pattern you'll need.
我係
Your occupation. I'm an, your occupation. For example, I'm an artist.
我係藝術家。我係藝術家。
Here are a few more professions you can use with the same pattern. Police officer.
警察。警察。
Teacher.
教師。教師。
Doctor.
醫生。醫生。
Engineer.
工程師。工程師。
Now, listen to some examples.
你係做咩㗎？我係教師。你係做咩㗎？我係醫生。你係做咩㗎？我係工程師。
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what do you do?
「你係做咩㗎？
Imagine you're a doctor. Do you remember how to say, doctor?
醫生。醫生。
Say, I'm a doctor.
我係醫生。
Now answer the question saying that you are a doctor.
你係做咩㗎？我係醫生。
Now, imagine you're a teacher. Do you remember how to say teacher?
教師。教師。
Say, I'm a teacher.
我係教師。
Now, answer the question saying that you are a teacher.
你係做咩㗎？我係教師。
Now, imagine you're an engineer. Do you remember how to say engineer?
工程師，工程師，
Say, I'm an engineer.
我係工程師。
Now, answer the question saying that you are an engineer.
你係做咩㗎？我係工程師。
Hey everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, how's your mother? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about well-being and ask how someone is doing. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Conversation About Family Well-Being PDF cheat sheet for free. Now let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
你媽媽點啊？佢好好。
Once more with the English translation.
你媽媽點啊？
How's your mother?
佢好好。
She's fine. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, how's your mother? That's,
你媽媽點啊？
listen to it again.
你媽媽點啊？你媽媽點啊？
This Cantonese sentence literally means, your mother how? But it translates as, how's your mother in English. Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is,
佢好。
state of well-being. But it translates as, she is state of well-being in English. For example, she's fine.
佢好好。佢好好。
Here are a few expressions related to well-being that you can use with this pattern. Great,
非常好。非常好。
fine,
好。好。
so-so,
OK 啦。OK 啦。
sick,
唔舒服。唔舒服。
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
你媽媽點啊？佢非常好。你媽媽點啊？佢 OK 啦。你媽媽點啊？佢唔舒服。
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, how's your mother?
「你媽媽點啊？
Imagine she's great. Do you remember how to say great?
非常好。非常好。
Say, she's great.
佢非常好。
Now, answer the question saying she's great.
你媽媽點啊？ 佢非常好。
Now imagine she's so-so. Do you remember how to say so-so?
OK 啦，OK 啦，
Say, she's so-so.
佢 OK 啦，
Now, answer the question saying she's so-so.
你媽媽點啊？佢 OK 啦，
Now imagine she's sick. Do you remember how to say sick?
唔舒服，唔舒服，
Say, she's sick.
佢唔舒服，
Now answer the question saying she's sick.
你媽媽點啊？佢唔舒服，
Most people who learn a foreign language learn it so that they can one day have real-life conversations with native speakers. When you start out learning and crack open your first textbook or listen to your first podcast, having a real conversation can feel like a fantasy. When everything about a language feels new, it can be overwhelming. But this couldn't be further from the truth. While it does take a significant amount of time and effort to become fluent, having a conversation might not be as far off as you think. In this video, we'll look at 3 ways you can boost your conversational skills and start talking to native speakers. Number 1, find native speakers and practice with them. It's unlikely you live near a big group of native speakers to practice with. If you happen to be in a major or international city, your chances may be better. Check and see if your city has a general language exchange. Chances are there could be a native speaker there who is also trying to learn another language. Practicing in person with a native speaker is probably the most interesting option for honing your speaking skills. But if you can't find anyone where you live, the next best option is to look online. Luckily for language learners, the past 10 years or so have seen an explosion in online language exchange sites. On these websites, you can search for someone who is a native speaker of your target language and is also learning your native language. The idea behind a language exchange is that you communicate with them via video or text chat, and half of the time, they help you practice your target language. And for the other half, you help them practice theirs. Practicing via an online language exchange is a highly effective way to practice your conversational skills. Number 2, work on pronunciation. Pronunciation is often an overlooked skill when it comes to learning a foreign language. Most people think of a good foreign accent as a luxury rather than a necessity. But what most people don't talk about is how having a good accent boosts your listening and comprehension skills. If you can hear a sound from a foreign language and know how to make it yourself, then you're more likely to understand native speakers when they talk at normal speed, and you're also more likely to remember any new words or phrases you come across. Having a good accent means that the language no longer sounds foreign. Instead, it sounds familiar, maybe even natural. So how do you go about perfecting your accent? The best way is to break down the language into its individual sounds. Make note of any sounds that are the same or similar to your native language and of those that are different. Of the sounds that are different, spend your time practicing the ones that you find the hardest to say correctly. After you're comfortable with the individual sounds, you can start linking together words and phrases. This is where accent practice starts to get really fun and interesting. Get your hands on some native speaker audio from a TV show, song, or podcast. Play the audio back and listen closely a few times. Take note of how words blend together in speech. Then, do your best to imitate what you hear, trying to match the speaker's emphasis and intonation. Our language learning program's playback feature is perfect for this. Record yourself and compare it to the original recording. Rinse and repeat until you're comfortable with the audio selection, and then move on to something more difficult. This is how you can break through the accent barrier and really start to make the language your own. Number 3, learn phrases, not just individual words. Learning grammar and individual words is great, but it's not the only approach you should take if you want to speak fluently. In addition to your regular grammar and vocabulary, try learning whole phrases, even if you aren't totally sure how they work grammatically. Learn phrases that are specific to your needs. It's a good idea to learn phrases that are grouped around a certain setting or subject, such as simple greetings or introductions, questions for getting to know someone, or traveling comfortably. You can even learn filler phrases, which you can use so that you have something to say when, well, you don't know what to say. Learning phrases like this will help you become conversational faster. You may not understand what you're saying literally, but as long as you know the general meaning behind the phrase and know when to use it, you'll be able to talk like a native. Eventually, your knowledge of grammar and vocabulary should catch up with the phrases you know. Learning a new language should feel like an adventure. There will be plateaus and periods in your learning where it feels like you're hitting a wall, but being able to speak with native speakers and have real conversations will help you combat language fatigue. After all, talking to someone face-to-face in a foreign language is one of the main reasons we start learning in the first place. And for even more ways to gain conversation skills, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what's the matter? After watching this video, you'll be able to make complaints and ask someone else if they're having any issues. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Making Complaints PDF cheat sheet for free. Now let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
咩事啊？
Office 好熱，
Once more with the English translation.
咩事啊？
What's the matter?
Office 好熱，
The office is hot. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what's the matter? That's,
咩事啊？
listen to it again.
咩事啊？咩事啊？
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Office 好，
adjective. This Cantonese sentence literally translates into the office very adjective, but it means the office is adjective in English. For example, the office is hot.
Office 好熱，Office 好熱，
Here are a few more examples you can use with the same pattern to make complaints. Hot,
熱熱
cold,
凍凍
noisy,
嘈嘈
dirty,
污糟污糟
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
咩事啊 ？Office 好凍。咩事啊 ？Office 好嘈。咩事啊 ？Office 好污糟。
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what's the matter?
「咩事啊？
Imagine the office is cold. Do you remember how to say cold?
凍凍
Say, the office is cold.
Office 好凍，
Now answer the question saying the office is cold.
咩事啊？ Office 好凍，
Now imagine the office is noisy. Do you remember how to say noisy?
嘈，嘈，
Say, the office is noisy.
Office 好嘈，
Now, answer the question saying the office is noisy.
咩事啊？ Office 好嘈，
Now imagine the office is dirty. Do you remember how to say dirty?
污糟，污糟，
Say, the office is dirty.
Office 好污糟，
Now answer the question saying the office is dirty.
咩事啊？ Office 好污糟。
Want to speak real Cantonese from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at CantoneseClass101.com.
You've studied for a while and are ready to talk to people and practice what you've learned. But where do you start? Starting a conversation in a new language can seem a bit intimidating. How do you just jump into it? In this video, we'll look at 5 ways to start conversations. Number 1. Introduce yourself in your target language. This is usually one of the first things you learn when you start studying a new language. And sometimes, starting a conversation, or continuing one, is as simple as introducing yourself. Number 2. Talking about the weather. This is a universal talking point. People talk about the weather all over the world. And just saying, "It's really nice today," is enough to start a conversation. A great way to practice your weather conversation skills is to check out our Can-Do lesson pathway. This series of lessons teaches you how to talk about the weather in your target language. Number 3. Give compliments. Compliments are a great way to start a conversation. You can compliment something about your conversation partner's city, country, or something specific to them personally. "Hey, your bag is super cute," or "That ice cream looks delicious." These kinds of compliments can lead to further conversation about what you complimented. In this case, it could be fashion or a local restaurant. This is a great way to make quick connections with people. Number 4. Ask for help. For example, you can ask for directions, ask about prices, or request recommendations for restaurants or shopping spots, and let the conversation go from there. People are usually happy to lend a helping hand to tourists who are visiting their city. Number 5. Learn phrases for transactions. This can include getting a room at a hotel or telling a taxi driver where to go. When you're traveling overseas, you'll need to talk to other people in your target language. And while this might be a bit scary at first, you'll find that the people you meet are just happy that you're trying to communicate with them. So get started talking in your target language now. For even more tips on how to start conversations, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to ask and answer the question, "How do you say this?" After watching this video, you'll be able to ask someone how a word is pronounced. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your How to Say Something PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
呢個廣東話點講？
呢個係停車場。
Once more with the English translation.
呢個廣東話點講？
How do you say this?
呢個係停車場。
It's parking lot. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, how do you say this? That's,
呢個廣東話點講？
listen to it again.
呢個廣東話點講？呢個廣東話點講？
This Cantonese sentence literally translates into, this Cantonese how you say? But it means, how do you say this in English? Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is,
呢個係
word. It's word. For example, it's parking lot.
呢個係停車場。呢個係停車場。
Here are a few useful words you can use with the same pattern. Parking lot,
停車場。停車場。
morning,
朝早。朝早。
travel,
旅行。旅行。
invasion,
侵略。侵略。
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
呢個廣東話點講？
呢個係朝早。
呢個廣東話點講？
呢個係旅行。
呢個廣東話點講？
呢個係侵略。
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, how do you say this?
「呢個廣東話點講？
Now, imagine it's the word morning. Do you remember how to say morning?
朝早。朝早。
Say, it's morning.
呢個係朝早。
Now, answer the question saying it's morning.
呢個廣東話點講？
呢個係朝早。
Now imagine the word is travel. Do you remember how to say travel?
旅行。旅行。
Say, it's travel.
呢個係旅行。
Now, answer the question saying it's travel.
呢個廣東話點講？
呢個係旅行。
Now imagine the word is invasion. Do you remember how to say invasion?
侵略。侵略。
Say, it's invasion.
呢個係侵略。
Now answer the question saying it's invasion.
呢個廣東話點講？
呢個係侵略。
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what's your favorite number? After watching this video, you'll be able to say many numbers and ask someone their favorite number. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Talking About Numbers PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
你最鍾意咩數字？我最鍾意嘅數字係7。
Once more with the English translation.
你最鍾意咩數字？
What's your favorite number?
我最鍾意嘅數字係7。
It's 7. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what's your favorite number? That's,
你最鍾意咩數字？
listen to it again.
你最鍾意咩數字？你最鍾意咩數字？
This Cantonese sentence literally translates into, you favorite is what number? But it means, what's your favorite number in English? Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is,
我最鍾意嘅數字係
number. This Cantonese sentence literally translates into, my favorite number is number. But it means, it's number. For example, it's 7.
我最鍾意嘅數字係7。我最鍾意嘅數字係7。
Here are a few more numbers you can use with the same pattern. 7,
7 7
2,
2 2
4,
4 4
9,
9 9
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
你最鍾意咩數字？我最鍾意嘅數字係2。你最鍾意咩數字？我最鍾意嘅數字係4。你最鍾意咩數字？我最鍾意嘅數字係9。
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what's your favorite number?
「你最鍾意咩數字？
Imagine it's 2. Do you remember how to say 2?
2 2
Say, it's 2.
我最鍾意嘅數字係2。
Now answer the question saying, it's 2.
你最鍾意咩數字？ 我最鍾意嘅數字係2。
Now imagine it's 4. Do you remember how to say 4?
4 4
Say, it's 4.
我最鍾意嘅數字係4。
Now, answer the question by saying, it's 4.
你最鍾意咩數字？ 我最鍾意嘅數字係4。
Now, imagine it's 9. Do you remember how to say 9?
9 9
Say, it's 9.
我最鍾意嘅數字係9。
Now, answer the question saying, it's 9.
你最鍾意咩數字？我最鍾意嘅數字係9。
Want to speak your target language with confidence and impress native speakers? When learning to speak a new language, you have lots of things to think about, including grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Because you're thinking of all of these things and trying to speak, it can be difficult to communicate with confidence, especially in the beginning. This is why it's helpful to make confidence-building exercises part of your language learning process. In this video, you'll learn 7 ways to boost your confidence. 1. Read out loud. This might seem pretty basic, but it's a great way to practice speaking. Reading aloud lets you practice speaking without having to think about grammar or things to talk about. Reading out loud lets you focus on your pronunciation and the rhythm of the language. It can help you learn to speak more smoothly and quickly, without even thinking about it. If you're using our lessons, read the dialogue out loud as you listen. You can read along with the dialogue tool, the lesson notes, or the transcript. 2. Read like a child. This might sound strange, but think about children learning to read. They go slow and sound everything out. Maybe it takes 2 or 3 tries before they read a new word smoothly, and a few more tries before they can read it at a natural pace. This example applies to language learning too. If you find a complex sentence in something you're reading, read it slowly at first, then speed up. With practice, you'll be able to say it easily. It might feel a bit silly to speak very slowly, but this kind of practice can help you identify tough sounds you might miss or say incorrectly when reading quickly. 3. Use the dialogue breakdown tool. If you're using our site, this is a great tool to take advantage of. It breaks down lesson conversations into individual lines. You can listen to the audio for each line, learn what each line means, and can reread and review as much as you want. 4. Use the voice recorder to record and compare yourself with native speakers. Just click on the microphone icon next to each line in the dialogue section. You can use this tool to perfect your pronunciation if you like, but this is also something you can use to work on speaking with confidence at native level speed. You'll find this tool in the dialogue section of all of our lessons. 5. Repeat and review old lesson conversations. Reviewing what you've studied in the past is the best way to make sure you maintain what you've learned. Go back to older lessons, download the lesson dialogue tracks, and re-listen to the conversations again and again. Or you can reread the dialogue lines from previous lessons until you've mastered them all. 6. Shadow conversations. Repeat what you hear out loud. This tactic is important, but it can be tricky when you're doing a brand new lesson. If you're reviewing dialogues from lessons you've done though, it's super easy to do. Just listen to the dialogue and repeat what you hear. Shadowing means mimicking the speaker as soon as they speak, following their intonation and rhythms as closely as possible. 7. Send recordings to your Premium Plus teacher. If you want to speak with confidence, there's no better confidence boost than feedback from a native speaker, and you get just that with a Premium Plus teacher. You can record yourself reciting a lesson dialogue or any dialogue of your own, and your teacher will give you specific tips on how to improve. From the tips your teacher gives you, choose at least one and practice, practice, practice. Being able to react quickly and with confidence in a conversation is typically not something you can do on your first try, but if you continue practicing, you'll gradually find yourself speaking with ease. And for even more ways to build your speaking confidence, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what kind of movies do you like? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about movies and ask other people about their favorite kinds of movies. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Talking About Movies and TV PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
你鍾意咩類型嘅電影？
我鍾意恐怖片。
Once more with the English translation.
你鍾意咩類型嘅電影？
What kind of movies do you like?
我鍾意恐怖片。
I like horror. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what kind of movies do you like? That's.
你鍾意咩類型嘅電影？
Listen to it again.
你鍾意咩類型嘅電影？你鍾意咩類型嘅電影？
This Cantonese sentence literally translates as, you like what kind of movies? But it means, what kind of movies do you like? Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is,
我鍾意
type of movie. I like type of movie. For example, I like horror.
我鍾意恐怖片。我鍾意恐怖片。
Here are a few more kinds of movies you can use with the same pattern to talk about movies. Horror,
恐怖片。恐怖片。
comedy,
喜劇。喜劇。
fantasy,
奇幻片。奇幻片。
romance,
愛情片。愛情片。
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
你鍾意咩類型嘅電影？
我鍾意喜劇。
你鍾意咩類型嘅電影？
我鍾意奇幻片。
你鍾意咩類型嘅電影？
我鍾意愛情片。
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what kind of movies do you like?
「你鍾意咩類型嘅電影？
Imagine you like comedies. Do you remember how to say comedy?
喜劇。喜劇。
Say, I like comedies.
我鍾意喜劇。
Now answer the question saying that you like comedies.
你鍾意咩類型嘅電影？
我鍾意喜劇。
Now imagine that you like fantasy movies. Do you remember how to say fantasy?
奇幻片。奇幻片。
Say, I like fantasy.
我鍾意奇幻片。
Now, Answer the question saying you like fantasy movies.
你中意咩類型嘅電影？
我鍾意奇幻片。
Now imagine you like romantic movies. Do you remember how to say romantic?
愛情片。愛情片。
Say, I like romance.
我鍾意愛情片。
Now answer the question saying you like romantic movies.
你中意咩類型嘅電影？
我鍾意愛情片。
Want to speak and understand more of your target language? If so, of course, you'll need to know more words and phrases than you do now. In this video, we'll cover 5 ways to master new words and phrases fast. Number 1, use our free vocabulary list. This is a free library of vocabulary and phrase lessons for all kinds of situations. You can learn words and phrases for current events, holidays like Halloween and Thanksgiving, and useful topics, like the top 10 ways to say hello, conversational phrases, and more. You'll learn phrases that you won't find in textbooks. If you want to learn extra fast, use the slideshow tool. Just tap or click on View Slideshow, then sit back and review the words and phrases. Find the vocabulary lists in the vocabulary drop-down menu on the site. These vocabulary lists are free for all users. Number 2, take the audio and video lessons. One of the best ways to learn new words is by hearing and using them in conversations. This is because it gives you the opportunity to understand how the words are actually used. In every lesson dialogue, you'll likely come across some words you don't know. But don't worry, because our teachers translate everything. When you hear the conversation again at the end of the lesson, you'll be familiar with the words you didn't know at first. Number 3, learn with our 2,000 most common words list. A quick question. How many words do you think you need for conversational fluency? 3,000? 5,000? It's actually not as many as you think. Language experts say you need about 1,500 words to reach conversational fluency. With our 2,000 most common words list, you'll get access to key vocabulary words you need to boost your conversation skills. The words are broken down into simple categories, such as adjectives, nouns, verbs, food, drinks, numbers, months, and so on. So you can go category by category and focus on what you're most interested in first. With this tip, we're not talking about paper flashcards. We're talking about the smart flashcards that you can find in our premium study tools. This is an automatic system individualized for each member based on their study needs. First, you'll use the cards to check your knowledge. Then, according to your answers, the cards will be sorted according to which words you need more practice with. Words that you struggle with will be shown to you more and more. You'll see words that you know well less often. This system helps you study more efficiently. It displays the words you need to work on and knows when you should refresh your knowledge. This helps make sure you don't forget vocabulary. In every study session, these cards will help you refresh your memory on the words you learned last time and introduce new words. Number 5, use the words. After you learn a new word, using it right away is crucial to remembering it. So, when you're done with a lesson or a vocab list, here's something you can do. Leave a comment. Make up a sample sentence and post it in the comment section. Write it down in a notebook, or shadow the word with a lessons dialogue. Our language learning program is full of tools that can help you speak more. Just pick one and get started. If you want to unlock all of these study tools, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what are you doing during the holiday? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about your holiday plans. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your National Holidays PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
你端午節會做咩？
我打算去沙灘。
Once more with the English translation.
你端午節會做咩？
What are you doing for Dragon Boat Festival?
我打算去沙灘。
I'm planning to go to the beach. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what are you doing for Dragon Boat Festival? That's,
你端午節會做咩？
the Dragon Boat Festival commemorates the life and work of the ancient poet Xu Yuan. Listen to it again.
你端午節會做咩？你端午節會做咩？
This Cantonese sentence literally translates as, you Dragon Boat Festival are doing what? But it means, what are you doing for Dragon Boat Festival? Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is,
我打算
plan. I'm planning to plan. For example, I'm planning to go to the beach.
我打算去沙灘。我打算去沙灘。
Here are a few more phrases you can use with the same pattern to talk about your plans. Go to the beach.
去沙灘。去沙灘。
Travel.
去旅行。去旅行。
Stay home.
留喺屋企。留喺屋企。
Go to the movies.
去睇戲。去睇戲。
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat, or speak along with the native speakers.
你端午節會做咩？我打算去旅行。你端午節會做咩？我打算留喺屋企。你端午節會做咩？我打算去睇戲。
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what are you doing for Dragon Boat Festival?
你端午節會做咩？
Imagine you're planning to travel. Do you remember how to say travel?
去旅行。去旅行。
Say, I'm planning to travel.
「我打算去旅行。
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to travel.
你端午節會做咩？我打算去旅行。
Now, imagine you're planning to stay home. Do you remember how to say stay home?
留喺屋企。留喺屋企。
Say, I'm planning to stay home.
我打算留喺屋企。
Now answer the question saying you're planning to stay home.
你端午節會做咩？我打算留喺屋企。
Now imagine you're planning to go to the movies. Do you remember how to say, go to the movies?
去睇戲。去睇戲。
Say, I'm planning to go to the movies.
我打算去睇戲。
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to go to the movies.
你端午節會做咩？我打算去睇戲。
When learning a new language, everyone should have an ultimate goal to work towards. Whether you want to be able to connect with a relative, easily order food while traveling, or go somewhere new, having an end goal for your learning can be very motivating. A popular but challenging goal is being able to speak like a native speaker. It's difficult to measure exactly when you reach this goal, and it's not something you can pick up using textbooks alone. So how do you work on making your speech more natural? That's what we're going to look at today. Here are 3 tips to help you practice talking like a native speaker. Number 1, focus on vocabulary. If your goal is to speak like a native, you might be really focused on speaking quickly or using as many complex grammar patterns as possible. But in our native languages, we're not always trying to speak as fast as possible, and we use complex grammar patterns when necessary, not to show off. Vocabulary, however, is extremely important to expressing ourselves naturally. Your choice of words can reveal a lot about you and your understanding of the language. Most learners have had the experience of using a phrasebook or a dictionary to find a word they want to use, trying the word in conversation, and getting a look of confusion from the native speaker. In some cases, although your word choice may be grammatically correct, the word may be inappropriate for the situation or totally unnatural. This is especially important in business and other formal situations, where the right level of formality and professionalism is key. Being able to understand nuances in vocabulary words can also help you understand relationships between people just by listening to the conversation. Try to listen to many different types of conversations. Listen to how people talk to their friends, their superiors, and in customer service situations. This will give you a better idea of how to talk to others naturally. In some languages, you can omit words from sentences or use more direct communication styles. It's important to be aware of these things so you can apply them yourself. Colloquialisms and slang are also commonly used in most languages. As this sort of vocabulary is always evolving, it can be difficult to keep up with the latest words. Talk with native speakers and consume media in your target language to make sure you pick up these kinds of expressions. Media is a great resource for your learning. Ultimately, knowing the appropriate vocabulary to use for each situation will really help you sound more knowledgeable. Number 2, perfect your accent. With every language, there are unique pronunciation and intonation challenges. Some languages are tonal languages, and a change in pitch can completely change the meaning of a word. Then there's the fact that most countries have multiple dialects, and so people from one area of the country may sound different from those in another. So what is the best way to listen to a wide range of accents and different pronunciations? Video and audio resources are a great way to do this. YouTube is a perfect place to start because people from all kinds of different backgrounds upload videos to the platform. You can watch educational videos, daily life vlogs, cooking shows, a travel series, whatever interests you. Pay attention to the different ways people speak. Everyone is unique. And then practice speaking like them. This kind of practice can help you sound more natural. One note, please be aware of the type of resources you're using. For example, if you find a video where a speaker uses a rare dialect, it might not be a good idea to use that for your pronunciation practice, unless you have a special reason for studying a specific accent. As a general rule, it's best to try to search for practice resources that use a standard form of the language you're studying. Number 3, copy what you hear. Do you remember how you learned to speak as a child? We rarely learned new words just listening to them, or reading after we learned how. When we were little kids, we imitated the sounds we heard by repeating the sounds out loud. While you're talking to a friend, watching videos, or listening to audio in your target language, you can do this to try and replicate the way they speak. Doing this will help you work on mastering the flow of the language, your accent, intonation, and pronunciation. Of course, you might also pick up some new vocabulary this way. Make sure to repeat new words often. It's a great way to make sure you remember them. Try doing this using a number of different mediums and sources. That way, you'll be exposed to the diversity that the language offers and master the fundamentals of pronunciation. For example, you can watch and imitate several different YouTube videos and audio CDs, but try a few different sources, like different creators or different audio types, to make sure you experience a wide range of communication in your target language. If you're using our language learning program, you can even get your own teacher with Premium Plus. Your teacher can answer questions, give assignments, and even listen to your recordings and give you advice on pronunciation. Completing these kinds of lessons with a native teacher can really boost your confidence in your speaking skills. Becoming able to speak like a native is a popular goal for many people learning a new language. It feels great to be able to communicate smoothly, especially when the people you're talking to expect basic level sentences or broken communication. Try using the tips we've shared in this video to work on improving your speaking skills. Of course, it'll take time and persistence, but the reward will be more natural communication. And for even more tips on speaking, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to use when talking on the phone. After watching this video, you'll be able to ask for someone on the phone and to put someone on hold. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Making a Phone Call PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
喂，我想搵負責人。
好，請等等。
Once more with the English translation.
喂，我想搵負責人。
Hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge.
好，請等等。
Okay, just a moment. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say hello on the phone. That's
喂，喂，
Then you'll need to learn how to say, I'd like to speak with person. The pattern is
我想搵
person. This Cantonese sentence literally translates as, I want to find person, but it means, I'd like to speak with person. For example, hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge.
喂，我想搵負責人。喂，我想搵負責人。
Now, how do you answer this question?
好，請等等。
Okay, just a moment. Listen to it again.
好，請等等。好，請等等。
This Cantonese sentence literally translates as, okay, please wait, but it means, okay, just a moment. Here are a few more phrases you can use with the same pattern to talk on the phone. The person in charge.
負責人。負責人。
A sales representative.
營業代表。營業代表。
The manager.
經理經理
Customer service.
客戶服務客戶服務
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
我想揾營業代表
好，請等等。
我想揾經理
好，請等等。
我想揾客戶服務
好，請等等。
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, I'd like to speak with person?
我想揾
Person. And how do you answer it?
好，請等等。
Imagine you want to talk to a sales representative. Do you remember how to say, a sales representative?
營業代表營業代表
Say, I'd like to speak with a sales representative.
我想揾營業代表
Now say you want to talk to a sales representative and answer it.
我想揾營業代表
好，請等等。
Now, imagine you want to talk to the manager. Do you remember how to say, the manager?
經理經理
Say, I'd like to speak with the manager.
我想揾經理
Now say you want to talk to the manager and answer it.
我想揾經理
好，請等等。
Now imagine you want to talk to customer service. Do you remember how to say customer service?
客戶服務客戶服務
Say, I'd like to speak with customer service.
我想揾客戶服務
Now say you want to talk to customer service and answer it.
我想揾客戶服務
好，請等等。
Want to speak real Cantonese from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at CantoneseClass101.com.
10 lines you need for introducing yourself. My name is, I'm how old, whatever. Let's start. 我個名係 My name is 我個名係 Olivia. My name is Olivia. 我個名係 Superman. My name is Superman. Or you can say 我係 that means I am. So 我係 Olivia. I am Olivia. Or I'm called 我叫 Olivia. I'm called Olivia. Please practice and introduce yourself in the comment section. 我嚟自 I come from 我嚟自香港 I come from Hong Kong 我嚟自加拿大 I come from Canada 我嚟自火星 I come from Mars 我住喺 I live in 我住喺 it's literally I live in 我住喺銅鑼灣 I live in Causeway Bay that's a district in Hong Kong 我住喺柏林 I live in Berlin 我住喺巴西 I live in Brazil Or you can just put a place. 我住喺山窿 I live in a cave. I'm a caveman. 我學咗廣東話1年 I have been learning Cantonese for 1 year. 我學咗廣東話1年 I have been learning Cantonese 1 year. Or some people who are really fluent and you ask, how long have you been studying Cantonese? Maybe they'll say, 我學咗廣東話10年 10 years, 10年。我喺 CantoneseClass101.com 學廣東話 I learned Cantonese at CantoneseClass101.com. Where else? Or you're watching our YouTube videos, then you can tell people, 我喺 YouTube 學廣東話 I learned Cantonese at YouTube. 我26歲 I'm 26 years old. I'm 12 years old. 我12歲 Some kid might come up to tell you. 我3歲 I'm 3 years old. Yeah, usually people do this. 我係一個教師 I'm a teacher. Now you tell people your occupation or what you do for a living. 我係一個教師 I'm a teacher. 教師 is teacher. 我係一個消防員 I'm a firefighter. 我係一個醫生 I'm a doctor. What are you? What do you do? Tell us. 我其中一個嗜好係跳舞 One of my hobbies is to dance. 我其中一個嗜好係跳舞 I don't know. 我鍾意聽音樂 I enjoy listening to music. 音樂 is music. What's your favorite type of music? You start with 我鍾意 is like I like. I can say 我鍾意去旅行 I enjoy traveling. 去旅行 is traveling. And you can say 我鍾意學廣東話 I enjoy learning Cantonese. With me, Olivia. 好高興認識你 Nice to meet you. 好高興認識你 is a bit formal. 好高興 means very happy. 認識你 is to meet you, to make you an acquaintance. If it's a more casual situation, you can say 好開心識到你好開心 very happy 識到你 to know you. So I'm very happy to have known you. 好開心識到你 10 phrases you always want to hear. Let's see what they are. First one is 你今日好精神 You look great today. 今日 is today. 精神 is kind of like lively, but in general great, like good. So 你今日好精神 If you see someone that has a glow in their face, you can tell them 你今日睇落好精神喎。你今日好精神。我帶咗啲特別嘢俾你 I bought you something special. It's always nice to receive gifts and special gifts, I guess, for everyone. 我帶咗啲特別嘢俾你 I brought you something special. Maybe for anniversary? Well, no, not anniversary. It's the best if it's not an anniversary or birthday or anything, just a surprise gift, not surprise, it's even normal gift. I brought you something special. It's a very nice gesture that you can do for anyone. 你講得啱 You were right. 你講得啱 You were right. Literally, you spoke correctly. So, 你講得啱 You were right. Whatever you said was right. That's usually what a guy has to say to stop arguing with a girlfriend. Sadly. 你贏啦 You win. 贏 is win. So, you win. That's always something you want to hear. You won the lottery. 你贏咗六合彩。六合彩 is lottery in Hong Kong. It's the name of the lottery in Hong Kong. 你贏咗六合彩頭獎啊 What are you going to buy if you won the lottery? Tell us in the comment section, please. 休息下，我今日會清潔。Take a break. I'll do the cleaning today. That's very nice. If the roommate or your spouse or your family do that, that's awesome. Can you clean my place for me? 你係一個非常出色嘅廚師。You're an excellent cook. 你係一個非常出色嘅廚師。Or you can just say 你煮嘅嘢好好食啊。What you cook is delicious. 廚師 is cook. 今個月底會有獎金。There will be a bonus at the end of the month. 今個月底 is the end of this month. 獎金 is bonus, so who doesn't want a bonus, right? 你做得好好啊 You did a great job. 你做得好好啊 Always give compliment on whatever people do for you. Doesn't cost anything to say a compliment, right? always show gratitude. 我掛住你 I miss you. 我好掛住你 I miss you very much. Literally, it is like 掛 is the verb to hang, so it's kind of like I hang you up. Maybe you hang someone in your heart. You can think of it that way. So I miss you. 預算係無限 The budget is unlimited. 預算 is budget and unlimited is 無限. Spend all you want, but do it correctly, do it rightly.
Hi, welcome to Introduction to Cantonese. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jinho.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Cantonese grammar. Word order refers to the order in which words are structured to form a sentence. Consider the English sentence, I eat an apple. But first, let's remove the article an here for simplicity. We're left with just, I eat apple. The basic word order for English is subject, verb, object, or SVO for short. If we break down the English sentence, I eat apple, we can see that the subject I is presented first. This is followed by the verb eat, and then finally the object apple is positioned last. This is the basic word order for sentences in English.
Now, let's compare the same sentence, I eat an apple, in Cantonese. 我食蘋果. Like before, let's remove the particles to keep it simple. So we are just left with the words. If we break down the Cantonese sentence, we get the subject 我, meaning I, then comes the verb 食, meaning eat, and finally we have the object 蘋果, meaning apple. The word order for Cantonese is SVO, the same as English, easy.
Right, and this is the basic word order for sentences in Cantonese.
Okay, let's move on to the next section.
To form basic sentences in Cantonese, keep that SVO word order in mind.
Right. For example, 我睇戲.
I watch movie.
Let's break down the sentence. We start with the subject 我, meaning I. Then comes the verb 睇, meaning watch. And finally, we have the object 戲, meaning movie.
Subject, verb, object. Easy. Jinho, can you give us one more example?
Sure, let's introduce a new subject, 你, meaning you. 你食蘋果.
You eat apple. Okay, I recognize the words from the previous sentence. So we simply change the subject that begins the sentence without changing any other parts. Is that right?
Yep. Unlike the Romance languages, there is no verb conjugation or gender in the Cantonese language. Yet, the word order is similar to English. So in fact, Cantonese is not that difficult. We start with the subject 你, meaning you, then the verb 食, meaning eat, and finally the object 蘋果, apple. That's how we form basic sentences in Cantonese.
That's really simple. What about negative sentences?
Forming negative sentences in Cantonese is even easier. Let's find out how.
Forming negative sentences in Cantonese is easy. In most cases, we just need to add the character for no or negation in front of the verb. Jinho, can you give us some examples?
Of course. Let's use the sentence I eat apple. 我食蘋果. For example, to make it negative, just add in front of the verb 食, eat. 我唔食蘋果.
I don't eat apple. Now let's make the sentence I watch movie negative.
Okay, to recap, I watch movie in Cantonese is 我睇戲. 睇 is a verb watch, so the negative version of this sentence would be 我唔睇戲.
I don't watch movie.
Yep. So what do you think? Pretty easy, right?
Let's talk now about how to form questions in Cantonese. We're going to start with an incredibly important and useful phrase. You're going to need this to ask what something is. So put the pronoun or name of the item first, and then add
係乜?
For example, if you want to ask, what is this? You'd say
呢個係乜? In which 呢個 means this thing.
And for what is that? It's
嗰個係乜? In which 嗰個 means that thing.
If someone was talking about, say, eggets,
雞蛋仔 Yum.
if you don't know what that is, then you can ask, what are eggets?
雞蛋仔係乜?
So we start with the name of the item.
雞蛋仔 is a kind of Hong Kong street snack.
Then we add,
係乜?
to form the question, what are eggets?
Very straightforward. Now, you try to form a question. Leave it in the comment section for us to read.
Yes, please. Okay, now let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. In this lesson, you learned that Cantonese sentences are formed using a subject-verb-object, or SVO, word order. To form negative sentences, we put the negation character in front of the verb. And lastly, you can create basic what is something questions in Cantonese by saying the pronoun or name of an item first, followed by...
係乜?
We've covered only the very basics of Cantonese grammar. If you're interested in learning more, check out our Cantonese in 3 Minutes video series. In that course, we teach you useful phrases while covering the fundamentals of Cantonese grammar, and each lesson is only 3 minutes long. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye.
Hi everyone! Welcome to the Ultimate Cantonese Pronunciation Guide. In this series, you'll master Cantonese pronunciation. Proper pronunciation is essential in Cantonese, and in this series, you'll learn it in a fast, comprehensive, and easy way. In this first lesson, you'll learn about the building blocks of the Cantonese pronunciation system that will help you in future lessons. As you're probably quite aware, Cantonese doesn't use an alphabetical writing system like English does. Instead, it uses characters that are comprised of parts that depict physical objects or abstract ideas. Literacy in Cantonese requires the memorization of thousands of components and characters. As you can see, this can be quite daunting for new learners of Cantonese. For example, if you were asked to pronounce this character, where would you even begin? You'll pick up the writing system eventually, but since we're focused on pronunciation, we need to skip them for now. We need to start dealing with the sounds of Cantonese without the baggage of characters, and that's where the Cantonese yutping comes in. Fa. Yutping is the transcription of Cantonese using Roman letters. This makes learning Cantonese much easier, particularly for English speakers. As you begin to learn more characters and improve in Cantonese, you'll eventually rely less and less on romanization. But for now, it's a good place to start. Now, let's have a look at all the sounds in Cantonese. There are 22 consonant sounds and 7 vowel sounds. You can form every single word in Cantonese by using these sounds. Still seem complicated? Well, how about this? Of the 22 consonant sounds in Cantonese, you already know 21 of them. That's right. If you're a native English speaker, then you already make these sounds every day. You can also ignore 5 of the vowel sounds for the same reason. The only thing standing between you and perfect Cantonese pronunciation is 2 new vowel sounds and 1 new consonant sound. You can handle that. Now let me introduce Teddy, who will be helping you to master these new sounds.
大家好，我係 Teddy。
Throughout this series, Teddy will be giving you native pronunciation examples for you to imitate. But for this first lesson, just sit back and listen to the unique sounds of Cantonese.
個、卡、瓜、跨、班、拍、達、拖、張、唱、靴、於。
In the next lesson, we'll look at the top 5 pronunciation mistakes Cantonese learners make. You'll want to make sure not to fall into these common traps. After that, we'll start going through the vowels and consonants of Cantonese. This is your chance to learn how to correctly say all of the words you just heard. We'll finish up the series by covering some special topics that will really make your Cantonese sound natural. To close this lesson, here's a question for you. Why is it important to spend time on learning proper pronunciation, even if you're already an advanced speaker? The answer, you will be understood, and this will help you build more confidence as you communicate in Cantonese. For beginners, you're creating a strong foundation to build on. And for more advanced students, this is your chance to improve your accent and lose any bad habits you may have picked up. What is hard about pronouncing Cantonese to you? Tell us about it in the comments. See you in the next Ultimate Cantonese Pronunciation Guide lesson.
Hi everybody, Olivia here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Cantonese questions. The question for this lesson is, where is Cantonese spoken? Cantonese is the oldest language and the most popular Chinese dialect spoken in Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau, and some neighboring areas around the eastern part of Guangxi. Let's get into more details. In which regions is Cantonese currently spoken? Cantonese is the official language in Hong Kong, which is Hong Kong, and Oman, which is Macau. And today we are in Macau. And historically, the most popular form of Chinese spoken outside mainland China. We're not kidding about Cantonese being spoken everywhere. It is the most widely spoken dialect among Chinese communities in Canada, the United States of America, and Australia, as well as Europe and Southeast Asia. Is Cantonese very different from Mandarin? Cantonese and Mandarin are two of the most spoken Chinese dialects. They share the same writing system, but each dialect has terms that are unique in their regions. In the case of Cantonese, there are even some special Chinese characters not used in other dialects. Here is an interesting fact. Pronunciation among native Cantonese speakers in China can be different from that of Cantonese speakers in Hong Kong. A lot of people in Hong Kong, especially the younger generation, use a lot of their own conversational slang and tend to speak what they will call lan yam, meaning lazy tongue. An example is the word you. The right way to pronounce it is nei, but in Hong Kong, many people pronounce it as lei. How was it? Pretty interesting, right? Do you have any more questions? Leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. See you next time. 下次見。你好，我係 Olivia. Hi everybody, I'm Olivia. Welcome to CantoneseClass101.com's 3分鐘廣東話, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. In the last lesson, we learned how to show gratitude by saying 唔該 or 多謝. In this lesson, we'll learn some of the most common greetings used in Hong Kong. 準備好未? Are you ready? 咁就開始啦. Let's start. The most common informal greeting is hello. Hello. Just as you can guess, hello is just hello with the Cantonese pronunciation. We use it when meeting someone just like in English. But be careful, this is very casual, so don't use it for business meetings. And now let's discuss a more formal way to greet people. The one you're probably used to hearing is 你好, 你好. Literally, 你好 means you are well. However, we may also interpret it as hello. We use 你好 when meeting someone for the first time or for higher-ranking people, such as the elderly. When it's time to leave, we say bye-bye for informal situations. And you are right. It's just like the English bye-bye with a Cantonese pronunciation. Bye, bye. And in formal situations, use 再見, 再見. 再見 means goodbye. Finally, in Cantonese, we have an expression meaning see you soon that can be considered both formal and informal. 下次見, 下次見. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Cantonese. Let's go over them again. When meeting your friends or family, say hello. When leaving in an informal situation, say bye-bye. When meeting older people or someone you don't know, 你好. When leaving in a formal situation, 再見. And to say see you soon in a way that's formal and informal, say 下次見. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Olivia's insights. In formal situations, Cantonese speakers commonly greet each other by shaking hands. But if we meet someone we're very close with, we pat each other on the arm or on the back. 你好，我係 Olivia. Hi everybody, I'm Olivia. Welcome to CantoneseClass101.com's 3分鐘廣東話, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. In the last 2 lessons, we learned how to go shopping. Did you practice at home? In this lesson, we're going to learn other useful tips to talk about your schedule. For example, if a friend asks you, what are you doing this weekend? Let's start. To ask someone, what are you doing this weekend? you say 今個禮拜六日有咩做啊？今個禮拜六日有咩做啊？ Let's break it down. 今個 is this. 禮拜六日 is Saturday and Sunday. Literally, the Saturday and Sunday of this week. Since it is common to use English words in Cantonese, you can also say 今個 weekend, which is much easier. Then 有咩做啊 means anything to do. Let's break it down. 有 is to have. 咩 is what. 做 is to do. Is a question particle. Altogether, we have 有咩做啊？有咩做啊？ What if you're not asking about this weekend? Asking about a different time period is as easy as replacing 今個禮拜六日. Tomorrow is 聽日. So you can also say 聽日有咩做啊? What are you doing tomorrow? Or you could also put in any weekday, like 禮拜一 Monday, or 禮拜五 which is Friday. 禮拜一有咩做啊？禮拜五有咩做啊？ So now, if someone asks you, 聽日有咩做啊? Or what are you doing tomorrow? How can you answer? Here's an example. 我去公園. I'm going to the park. 我去 means I go, and 公園 means park. Feel free to replace park with any other location. Now it's time for Olivier's insights. The phrase 有咩做啊 also means, is there anything to do? So next time when you're bored and looking for something to do, try asking your friends 有咩做啊? In this lesson, we learned how to talk about your schedule. 下次見! 你好，我係 Olivia. Hi everybody, I'm Olivia. Welcome to CantoneseClass101.com's 3分鐘廣東話, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. In our previous lessons, we learned how to use the verbs 係 and 喺. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to turn these two verbs into their negative forms in order to say I'm not. So let's take an example. Imagine you meet someone at a party and you ask if he is American, and he answers 我唔係美國人. I'm not American. Then you ask him if his wife is in Hong Kong. He answers 佢唔喺香港. She's not in Hong Kong. Let's look at these two negative sentences. 我唔係美國人. 我唔係美國人. 佢唔喺香港. 佢唔喺香港. Did you catch any similar words in these two sentences? Right, in each sentence, you have a little word, This is the special word used to make a verb negative in Cantonese. So let's have a look at the way to switch from affirmative to negative. First, with the verb 係. If your friend was American, he would say 我係美國人. I am American. But he actually said 我唔係美國人. So basically, you just have to put the word before the verb. Now, let's look at an example with the verb 喺, to be at a location. She is in Hong Kong is 佢喺香港, and she is not in Hong Kong is 佢唔喺香港. So now, how would you say I don't eat meat? For reference, I eat meat is 我食肉. So just put in front of the verb to eat 食, and you'll get 我唔食肉. 我唔食肉. Easy, don't you think? So now you can turn many sentences into the negative form just by adding this little word Now it's time for Olivier's insights. If you want to answer negatively but without being too direct, you can add 係好 after the This will mean I don't really. So if you want to say I don't really eat meat, it will be 我唔係好食肉. 下次見!
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free. and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Cantonese ebook before it's gone.